be on the court. Here with a very special guest today, all the way from Ireland, Joe Dewitt. Joe, it's great to see you.
Same as Sudsy. Lovely pleasure being here in Vero Beach.
Pleasure meeting you, and appreciate you coming over from Ireland. What part of Ireland are you from?
I'm from Derry City, in Northern Ireland.
Okay.
And obviously I play a lot of racquetball in County Mayo and Ballinrobe, which is in Ireland.
Okay, yeah. Well, we talked about this. I'm getting over to Ireland to play. Tell me a little bit about racquetball over in Ireland. What is it like for people that don't know?
In Ireland, we have a good community. It's basically about 100 players who play in the circuit and go to the competitions. We have maybe about 6 to 7 tournaments starting from October every month. And we have basically all the top players from juniors right through to seniors, obviously open players. And it's great. Every weekend, whenever the tournament is on, the competition starts on a Saturday. Normally runs from 9 a.m. in the morning to around 8 p.m. And then we go out for a social, bit of meal. For anybody who takes a little drink, they can have a social, and then back for the semi-finals and finals on the Sunday. Back to work on Monday.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard in Ireland there's something called Irish whiskey that people indulge in sometimes.
Yes, well, anybody that looks forward to coming to Ireland is either whiskey or the Guinness.
The Guinness is a little too heavy for me.
Yes.
I know I shouldn't say that. Sorry, Ireland. I love you, but so Joe, you know you're busy. You own your own business.
Yes.
In Ireland, and I know you love racquetball. You're here playing with me this weekend. You came over to take some lessons and learn the game a little bit different. What is it about racquetball that you love and makes you, that drives you and gives you that passion to want to be out on the court?
Well, for me, starting off with racquetball, we only had one court in Derry City. And whenever the courts was redeveloped, the centre was knocked down, and I had to travel 160 miles round trip. So that basically tells you how much I love racquetball and playing, getting out of the home, out of work, and it's just a great feeling whenever you're in the court hitting the ball around. Any pressure, tension, stress, whenever you're in the court hitting that ball, you think about nothing else, only killing that ball.
So how many times a week do you play?
At the minute, I'm only playing twice.
Okay. But you're driving 160 miles each time.
Yes.
Wow, your gas prices in Ireland must not be too bad. Or you just love it that much?
Charge it up to the company.
That's your business. So you said you mentioned you have juniors playing over there.
Yes.
What do you think we need to do to get more juniors and more kids involved and more excited to actually want to go play racquetball in Ireland? I know one of the things about Ireland, which is pretty cool, is the weather is all over the board.
Yes.
Is that accurate to say?
Oh, it is. For our particular age group, we basically start young juniors at all the different clubs throughout the Southern Ireland, and local coaches coach the local players. But it's whenever they get up to the 13, 14, 15, whenever they basically are introduced to the other sports. Racquetball is an individual sport, where we have a lot of team sports with football or hurling, which are team sports, and obviously the girls and boys love to play in a team rather than a single event. But that's why they're so good at racquetball, with their hand-eye coordination. Playing football, they're catching the ball, passing the ball, so eye-hand coordination, and it's the same with hurling. It's the exact same thing. They're playing with a stick, and it was the hand-eye coordination. It's basically second whenever they're in the courts for some of the juniors.
Yeah, it's amazing. I have a hurling stick at home. For those of you that haven't seen or know what hurling is, go on YouTube and just look it up, hurling, Hurling. It's pretty amazing. The thing about racquetball that I love that you touched on is it is an individual sport. And I do believe that to be a better team player, you should also be involved in an individual sport because it promotes accountability and responsibility.
Yes.
And when you get back in that team after playing an individual sport, you can't point fingers.
Oh, no, of course.
You get better at saying, well, it's on me.
Yes.
You beat me or I beat me, but what am I going to go do to get better? Tell us a little bit about why you're here with me this weekend as far as, getting better.
Yeah. Well, I obviously been playing for a long time, and I've self-taught everything or watched YouTube. So I'm at a point now where I'm stalemate. So how can I get better is reach out to Sudsy, hopefully improve my game. And this weekend, obviously I'm enjoying it. I've played a lot of players. I've got my ass kicked.
You've done very well.
But obviously it's a great experience from the different levels, my level, which I can play and be comfortable. But whenever you're playing, obviously the higher level, either Froniga or Sudsy, just the speed of the ball, the movement in the court, it's fantastic. And it's great to be able to go in the court and hit the ball around. Brilliant.
What are some of the biggest differences that you've seen from the top players in Ireland to a few of us here that you've dealt with in these last couple
The
of days?
difference here is just the speed of the courts. Obviously, back home we have the concrete court. Here, obviously, it's the panel court, and sometimes, especially the splat shots, it just rolls out. Like back home, if it's not 100% splat, there's always a chance that you could pick it up. Here, it's just dead.
Joe, thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Suzy.
I know we're not done yet. So everybody on Beyond the Court, thank you for joining us once again. Joe from Ireland is in town, and hopefully you can get out here with us and play some racquetball someday.